Come with me as I take a walk and analyze this Reddit post through the lens of a financial planner. I really love this Reddit post. It's 65 female with boomer survivor guilt. Essentially, should I gift money to my kids? And it goes on to talk about how she is financially secure, doing well in life, older parents in their 80s, and they've got $2 million saved up for retirement, and is wondering, should I gift money to my kids when they pass away? And one child is doing fairly well. I think she talks about the son doing okay, and then the daughter has maybe fallen off track a little bit of life and not doing as well they used to be, and is essentially wondering, should I gift some money? And I love this type of post just because it gets at the heart of money and how complicated it can be when it comes to family and just the emotions that come with it. And these are questions that come up a lot when I'm talking to clients of how much do we want to support our children versus not. And so I have some thoughts on that, and I actually think a lot of the advice down below in the Reddit comments are not bad. And I can't always say that about everything that I read, particularly when it comes to personal finance in there. And so from my perspective, I think it's a no-brainer to help our kids, at least in some way. It just depends on to the extent that she wants to do it or not. And when I say that, I mean, well, she's financially secure. Why would she not help her kids at this point? If the money is going to them when she passes away, would it not be better for them to receive some of the funds now when they could use it most? Presumably, I think these kids were maybe in their 30s or something like that. But I think that's important to keep in mind, that if your money is going to your kids anyway, when you die, receiving it early is a much better thing. Receiving $1 million or $2 million when you're in your 60s and you're in retirement, that's going to help, but it's not going to materially change your life. Whereas in pivotal stages, when you're having kids and buying homes and going through all of life transitions, that's the time when you could really use some money. And so I've seen this happen many different ways. I've seen people give the annual gift tax exclusion amount. So for 2019, that's, for 2025, that's $19,000 per year that you could give anybody. So she'd give each kid $19,000. If they're married, could give double that if they wanted to give to the spouse as well, if they were married. I don't know what the case is in this situation, but that's a good way to figure out, how are my kids using the money as sort of a test. And do I like how they're using it? Is it helping their life? Is it hurting their life? There's lots of different ways to analyze this and make decisions about it. The other way I've seen this done is help pay for daycare. If they have kids themselves, that's an excellent gift. It's shocking the amount that daycare can be, $2,000+ a month, depending on where you are. That could be a material change to their life and allow more freedom or flexibility in their life. I've seen it used for down payments. I mean, what a gift to be able to give your kid 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is, potentially more, to help them buy that first house, to get into a place. If you've looked at mortgage rates recently and just the cost of housing payments, that takes up a large chunk. And I think a lot of people who haven't looked at that aren't aware of the costs. Could help with medical expenses, unknown medical, or helping get better insurance even, if they don't have the ability. Sounds like the daughter might be unemployed or underemployed, in which case maybe the insurance isn't so great and a plan could help her out. So, all of this goes with the caveat that you have to take care of yourself first, but I'm making that assumption just because in this situation it seems to apply that she is financially set and has Social Security and good income sources, so that's not necessarily something to worry about, but that's where I would start, and then go from there and do some of the gifting that we talked about. You could even include some charitable gifting in this in their name. I know that doesn't help them directly, but it could get them into the habit of, how do we make tax efficient charitable gifts, and how do we make that as a family, and how do we help other people at the same time? And that could be in tandem with maybe making contributions. I've also seen people tie gifts to family to them doing something. And what I mean by that, with a concrete example here, is maybe the daughter or the son need to make 401k contributions or Roth IRA or traditional IRA contributions to receive the money. Maybe they'll match. So for every, $7,000 they put in, mom here will gift $7,000 as well to them, or they put in $3,000 into the Roth, and assuming they have enough money to support this, mom puts in $3,000 as well, as sort of a matching to have some skin in the game, because I think that's where parents get worried a lot of times, is I don't want to just give my kids money and have them squander it, if you will, but I want to help them out. And so that can be a way to sort of get you both on the same page and working towards the same goals. But otherwise, sometimes outright gifts is just a good way to figure out how are they using the money, and is this how I'd want them to be using it. I also think you need to have conversations about gifting of what's realistic. This isn't necessarily a regular thing that will happen every single year, but something that gets revisited here and there. And ask your kids too, how do they want to use this money, or what would they need money for? And having an open and honest conversation, I don't think we have enough of those as parents, as children, as family members, any sort of relationship out there. I think there can be more money conversations to see how people are feeling about different aspects of their money, and what sort of meaningful difference money would make in their life, and in what ways. So opening up that conversation, I think, is a good first step, and just posing it honestly to the extent that they can handle it. And it seemed like, based on this post, that both of these children could handle it. So, in short, I would absolutely help these children if I were in this person's shoes. If I were having a conversation with her, we'd have a more in-depth conversation about different ways to structure this. But I think it's very doable based on what they shared. And again, I like some of the comments down below. Money is a tool, and it's meant to be spent and meant to be enjoyed, and the sooner you can do that, the better. Waiting until late in life, there's not a lot to get out of that. And I've seen the other side of that, of people inheriting millions of dollars, and it doesn't necessarily change their life. I know that sounds like an odd thing, but when you're in your 60s or 70s, your parent dies and you get a bunch of money, it's not going to change your life like it will earlier in life. So these are my thoughts on the Reddit post. Thanks for joining me on the walk, and I'll see you next time.